Today is the third day of Plenum, and till now 29 delegates have taken the floor. They have discussed on behalf of their state delegation on this draft organizational report and draft resolution. You are already in the seat of the handout where all the names of the speakers, the comrades who discussed, is already circulated. And this discussion will continue this afternoon as well as tomorrow. Now today, the Plenum have adopted a resolution on the observance of the 100 years of the Great October Revolution. So the copy of the resolution is circulated to you. I am not going into the details of that. The resolution was moved by our Politburo member M.A. Baby and was seconded by Comrade R. Arun Kumar. Now, the general discussion on the report, on the resolution, that's what is going on, and it's being supported by the speakers, and of course as a practice in the party is that the draft is being discussed, deliberated upon before taking the floor. The delegations are having their own discussion within the delegation, group discussions, and once the opinion is there, and if there are any suggestions, amendments, these are all welcome. There's the formalities and there's a procedure, set procedure. According to that, the Plenum will be adopting the draft report and resolution as a guidance for the future in building the organization, revamping the organization, strengthening the organization and expanding the organization. Now if you have anything to discuss, floor is yours. Yes, amendment is not placed, it's being encouraged and collected and been submitted.
Salim, जो amendments आए हैं, किस तरह के हैं?
वो अभी तक सर्कुलेट नहीं हुए हैं, वो तो भी आ रहे हैं. वो पहले डेलीगेट्स के अंदर सर्कुलेट होंगे, उससे पहले हमारे पीबी में सीसी में डिस्कशन होंगे, उसके बाद डेलीगेट्स में होंगे, फिर वो एक्सेप्ट होंगे या रिजेक्ट होंगे और उसके बाद फिर आपके पास जाएंगे. Pardon?
What are the main points of focus of the discussion by the speakers as far as regarding the criticism of the draft and the resolution?
It's not criticism in that sense. We meet not to criticize. The Communist Party, the practices, age-old practices, we meet to have a self-critical assessment of the situation and assessing the strength and the weaknesses of the organization and trying to find out with the collective wisdom the future course.
Is there an emphasis on bringing more young comrades to the party? What are the suggestions given by various speakers?
One by one. I think yesterday Comrade Sitaram actually has pointed out what are the critical areas the Plenum intends to attain and comrades like to focus, and we want to come out with certain decision. So that elaborately is pointed out yesterday. I was there yesterday about the problem we are facing and the critical areas which we want to attain. I don't think that I can help you in having any curtain raiser at this point of time. You will be able to find out only when finally the Plenum adopts the resolution. And as far as his question of young people, that's another area I am focusing. This came out with this. Of course, every Communist Party in every phase, we have to focus in bringing in younger people, and not only in recruitment but also in developing them into cadres and leaders, promoting them into the leaders, and it's a part of the rejuvenation and renewal of the party organization also as a whole by inducting young people. Now the plenum is focusing on that the changes that has taken place over 3 decades in our country, in our society, in our economy, in our culture, in our way of life, in our livelihoods, and the impact it has in the areas which are posing certain problems and challenges in building Communist Party, inducting new people from enrollment to retaining to developing, training, and finally promoting them to lead the movement and the organization. So there is no easy solution. So organization is collectively applying its mind, and we have placed certain suggestions. The delegates also will place certain suggestions, and finally the plenum will decide.
Are you having problem in retaining your cadres, one? And second, what are the issues that your leaders have highlighted? Since it's an organizational plenum, what are the issues in the organization that they've highlighted so far?
I think yesterday also this was focused about this retention is that when there is a strong ideological political mooring based on strong current of movements, so then the young people tend to join one, and the party organization where they are strong enough and when they can sustain the movement for a longer period, over a longer period, and build up organizations and placing them in the respective field of areas of interest where they can contribute not only to the party, its movements, also to the society. So that helps the party to retain, for that matter any organization, to retain them over a period. But now the challenges the young people in this country is facing as a whole will have an impact, their livelihoods, their unemployment, the young people trained in one areas and be compelled to work in some other areas instead of focusing in their core competence areas because of the growing unemployment, underemployment. At the same time, there are lucrative, offers from big, new emerging areas. So naturally, retaining, not only attracting young mind, but also retaining them, particularly those who can contribute a lot over a longer period to the society, to the movement. That's a challenge. And from the beginning, from the day one, Communist Party was able to attract the great potential of our youths, and they have contributed a lot, not only in communist movement, not only in freedom struggle, but also in the socio-cultural, educational field. So imbibing these values is an area of challenge because the value system is being eroded as the days passed, and almost swimming against the current. So that is how we try to address this question. How we are going to do it, we don't have ready solution. That's why we are studying it thoroughly, and definitely will come out with a certain policy prescription.